This is Caelestia Shell. For me, it's one of the most beautiful dot files in the whole existence. Like, look at these beautiful and super cool animations. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, Caelestia is a shell. It's the visual desktop elements like the taskbar, app launcher, and notifications created with QuickShell. QuickShell is a toolkit for building status bars, widgets, lock screens, and other desktop components like the app launcher, notifications, just like I said before. And it can be used alongside your Wayland compositor or window manager to build a complete desktop environment. Caelestia runs on top of Hyprland, and Hyprland is a dynamic tiling Wayland compositor. It's a window manager that controls how your windows are arranged and animated. So all of Caelestia's and Hyprland's settings are stored as plain config files, and people commonly post their personal collection of these config files online as dot files. So Caelestia is basically someone's dot files. This way, other users can use this to recreate the exact same setup on their own system. That's how it works, basically. And something important you need to know. To install Caelestia, you need a fresh install of your system. You might get some issues and errors. I guess it's because there is a chance of having conflicts with some dependencies that you might have already installed on your system. So before you proceed with this video, just make sure you have a fresh install, okay? Also, you are only able to install Caelestia if you are using Arch or an Arch-based distro, like CachyOS, for example, which is my case. Actually, there's a mention of NixOS here on Caelestia official GitHub page, so you can try if you want to. But for this video, I'm gonna show you how to install Caelestia considering you're using Arch or an Arch-based distro, okay? Before we proceed, I think I just want to say that using Hyprland, Caelestia, or someone's dot files is not something beginner friendly. I mean, it's not hard to do it, but you need to understand a little bit of some stuff. So make sure you feel safe to do it. You can install your system with no desktop environment, or you can install your system with a desktop environment like GNOME or KDE Plasma. So that's up to you. But why it doesn't matter is actually because if you install your system with a desktop environment like GNOME, for example, you will already have some GNOME basic apps, or if you choose Plasma, you will have KDE Plasma apps under the hood alongside Caelestia. If you choose to install only Caelestia with Hyprland, you will have to install your own essential packages that, you know, would normally come with a desktop environment. I recommend installing a desktop environment of your choice and then installing Hyprland and Caelestia on top of it. That's because I personally think it's important to have a second login option as a fallback in case your Hyprland session decides to, you know, give up on life. That way, you would still be able to access your system through another session via your login manager. But just like I said, that's up to you. For this video, we're going to use a fresh install of CachyOS with GNOME. So first of all, make sure your system is up to date. Sudo pacman-syu. System updated. And to install Caelestia, you're going to need an AUR helper like Caro or Yay. In my case, I prefer Caro, but you can perfectly use Yay if you want to. Once you have your AUR helper, you need to install Hyprland. So you can go to Hyprland official website and you should hit the install button. You can scroll down and you can select Arch. And all you need to do is simply copy this command and open your terminal, paste it, and that's it. Put your password, confirm, and that's it. The installation is really fast. It only took a few seconds. Hyprland installed. Now you can close your terminal, and now you should go to Caelestia GitHub page, and you can scroll down where it says installation. You should click on the main repo link. You can scroll down again a little bit. Here it is, installation for Arch Linux. First of all, you need to copy this command, open your terminal, paste it. Here you can type the number 1 to pick the normal version of the Caelestia CLI, and then you can press enter and just press enter again to confirm the installation. Here you can read the package build, and if you want to take a time and read it, feel free, but you can simply press Q and press enter, type your password, press enter again, and the main package is going to be installed. With this specific package, we're going to be able to install Caelestia. Alright, it's done. Now you just need to run this command called Caelestia install. Caelestia install. Press enter and let's begin. Let me close this. Alright, welcome to Caelestia dotfiles installer. Here's a quick overview on what this command is going to do. Install dependencies, install config files. Alright. You can press enter to continue. The installer is asking you if you want to back up the config directory. You can do it, no problem. So type Y. And now it's asking which components you want to enable, like Spotify, VS Code, Discord, Zen, and really interesting, USSM, the Universal Wayland System Manager, I think. USSM. Okay, it's Universal Wayland Session Manager. That was close. I really recommend you to install USSM. I can't explain this right now, but if you run Hyprland with USSM, things are going to work better. Trust me. So you can type the number that matches the package you want to install. Let's install Spotify and Zen and USSM. Once you selected the packages you want to install, you can press enter, type Y to confirm. Again, you can simply press enter. You don't necessarily need to type Y every single time. Here again, you can type 1 and press enter. You can type 1 again. Here you can also type 1 and press enter, 1 and press enter again, and 1 and press enter again. And I think it's the last one. 1 and press enter again and press enter to confirm. Here again, the package build, you can press Q and press enter and enter again. Now you should wait one more time. Proceed with installation. Yes. Proceed. Yes. All done. Caelestia has been installed. A few things to finish up. A reboot is recommended for all changes take effect. You can go to this directory right here and edit this config file to set default apps, keybinds, and much more. And you can also edit this config file in this directory to set your monitor layout and other Hyprland configs. And finally, you can run Caelestia update to pull in the latest changes. Enjoy. Alright, it took like 30 minutes. Also, it's really important that you join the Discord server because if you have any problem, the community can help you or even the developers. So you can close and let's reboot the system, restart and restart. Now we have GNOME session, Hyprland session, and Hyprland USSM session. Let's select Hyprland USSM. Let's put our password. And this is Caelestia Shell. As you can see, my resolution is really messed up. I think we can press the super key plus double and it's going to open Firefox. Let me close all of this. Let's look for HyprMod and let's install this beautiful package because you want your life to be easy, right? So with HyprMod, you can set up a lot of things on Hyprland in a GUI interface, which is easier and more convenient than touching the config file. Of course, sometimes you will need to touch the config file, but for the basics, you're going to be good with HyprMod. So I really recommend you to install it. And to do that, you can scroll down and you can copy this command where it says installation and you can press super T and you can paste it, press enter. Yeah, it didn't work. So let's go in the traditional way. Peril-s hyprmod. Yes. Q. Yes, password, it's done. Now we can close, and to close any window, you can press Super Q, and to open your app launcher like this, you can simply press your super key, and let's look for HyprMod. It's right here. Welcome to HyprMod. You can hit Get Started, go to Monitors, and change your resolution. Where is 1080p? Okay, right here, and hit Save Now, and we're good. That's that's it. On general, you can also change the gaps and border size. I like 2 or 3. No, I like 2. And you can also change your keyboard layout. Let's look for keyboard layout right here. You can add a new layout if you want to. Super cute to close any window. And that's it, basically. On HyprMod, you can also change your mouse sensitivity. You can change a lot of things in the decoration tab. Now let's change the wallpaper. To open your file manager, you can press Super E. And the default is tuner, but you can set any other if you want to. And your wallpapers are going to be in the wallpaper folder on pictures. So you can create a folder and name it wallpapers, just like this. Okay, for some reason I can't have internet connection in the VM, so I'm gonna switch to my Rio desktop. Okay, so this is my Rio desktop, and as you can see, I have some wallpapers here. And if you want to download my wallpaper collection, you can do it accessing the link in the description. And let me show you how to change your wallpapers. So let's open our browser. My default browser is Helium. Then let's look for Wall Heaven. I really like this website to download wallpapers. It's really good. Okay, I really like this one. So let's save it and let's select pictures and let's select the wallpapers folder and save it. Let's save this one too. Save it to wallpapers. So you can press your super key and you should type this and type wallpaper. Select it, and as you can see, I already have my wallpapers. You can scroll between your wallpapers using your up or down key. This is the wallpaper we just downloaded. And where is the other one? Oh, it's right here. And to select the wallpaper, you can press enter, and that's it. Beautiful. If just in case the wallpaper selector is not showing your wallpapers, make sure that's the exactly name of your wallpapers folder in the pictures directory, like this. And at least for the first time you do it, I think you need to log out and log in again. So let's take a look on Caelestia configuration. If you go with your mouse right here in this corner, you can click on this tiny button, and as you can see, this is Caelestia configuration panel. You can also change your wallpapers from here, like this. You can enable or disable transparency in dark theme. You can select your network, Bluetooth, audio, updates, but it's still under construction. Plugins, not ready yet. Panels, you can change some things here. Like I disabled the weather tab right here. Taskbar, launcher, sidebar. You can really play with these options. Apps, and here you can select your default apps. Like my terminal is Kitty. I forgot the name of the default that comes with Caelestia. I think it's food. You can change your audio, media playback. In my case, it's VLC, but I think the default is MPV. Anyway, and your file manager, in case you don't like tuner. Services, language and region. You can change your system language and the units and time and date. The clock format. Here is a little space to display some information about your system. By default, I think you don't have transparency enabled, so this is how it looks. I actually like it, but I like some transparency too. Here you can see the network connections. You can manage Bluetooth and connect your Bluetooth device if you want to. And since I'm using a laptop, I can see my battery status. Here in this corner, you have an option to keep your screen always turned on, and you actually have a screen recorder here, and it's really good. I already use it. You have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, microphone, a shortcut to Caelestia settings, and I think this is something called game mode. Hyperland animations, blur, and this kind of stuff are disabled, and the don't disturb button. And you have some cool visuals here. You can also set a picture, like, I don't know. Okay, I can't find a cute picture anyway. but you can just select the picture you want to set it as your profile picture. You have the media tab. When you have some media playing in the background, it's going to show up here. And you have a performance tab with some system information. And you also have a weather tab, but I don't like it, so I just disable it. Here you have your system tray. In my case, it's like this because I think it's more, you know, clean. In this corner, you have your volume control and brightness. If you push, you have the logout button, power it off, a little GIF, and I forgot what is this one. Oh, hibernate, and restart. And if you push again, you have your notification panel. Also, if you want the colors to change every time you change the wallpaper, you can press your super key and type this little thing right here and select scheme. For you, it's going to be the default, so you can scroll down and select default dynamic. That's it. Now, every time you change your wallpaper, you're going to have a different color scheme like this. You can also change if you want dark or light mode. If you select one of these options, like right now it's on dark mode, but I can change to light. On variant, you can change how the colors are going to be displayed. The default is tonal spot, but you can select any of these. I don't know, let's pick a rainbow. You see, it changes a little bit. Super T to open your terminal. If you want to change your default browser or your default terminal, you need to go to this directory and edit this file called hypr-vars.lua. I'm gonna put this command in the description, so don't worry. Once you type it, you can press enter, put your password, and as you can see, if you want to change your default browser, in my case it's Helium, you need to type it exactly like this. Like if you use, I don't know, LibreWolf, and press Ctrl O to save and Ctrl X to quit. But since I'm using Fresh, it's just Ctrl S. But since I don't have LibreWolf, I'll just, you know, type Helium right here. You can also set your terminal from this config file. So in my case, it's Kitty. If you want to change your cursor, which is the next thing I want to show you, it's also in this config file. So let's say you want to download the Google.cursor. Alright, this one. You can do this process with any other cursor. You just need to download the file, and to do that, you need to go to the releases page. You can look for some file with this name. So let's say I want to download this one, and let's click here. Now you need to extract this file, and we're going to have this folder. And if it looks like this, you can just copy and go to your home directory, press Ctrl H to show your hidden files, and go to this folder .local and share. And probably you're not going to have this folder called icons, but you can create it. So it's just right button and new folder and name it icons, and then you should paste the folder of your cursor right here. As you can see, I already have Bibata and Google Dot, but the white version, and now I downloaded the black version. So once you do it, you can go to this file, and here you can type cursor theme exactly like this, and here you can type the exactly name of the cursor. Like I'm currently using the Bibata Modern Eyes, this one, and let's change to Google.black. So let's type Google.black and let's save it. It didn't change because we need to restart the session, so I'm gonna do it to prove it's working. I'll be right back. So as you can see, my cursor changed. I'm using the Google.black cursor, and if you want to change again, you just need to go to this directory and edit this config file and type the name of your cursor, Bibata Modern Eyes. Save it, close it, and that's it. Also, if you want to full customize Caelestia, you need to edit this file right here. It's a JSON file, so you need to understand a little bit of how it works. But if you have no idea, you can ask AI. I think there's no problem. So you can type sudo, nano, or whatever text editor you are using. In my case, it's Fresh. Home directory, .config, Caelestia, and then shell.json. Press enter, password, and this is my shell.json. As you can see, I customized it a little bit. it like my GIF right here. Not this one. This is just the default, but I customized this one. If you don't have this shell.json file, you need to create it. But to automatically create it, you just need to change something on your Caelestia config panel. Like, I don't know. Let's see. Let's say you want to change something in the dashboard. Like, you don't want the media tab. Now it's hidden. And as you can see, it already changed. All right. And then when you type this directory, your shell file is going to exist. On Caelestia GitHub page, if you scroll down, you have the example configuration. And if you click right here on example, this is everything you can change in this shell.json file. And the dev don't recommend you to copy this whole thing and put into your shell.json, because after some Caelestia updates, this file can break your shell. So if you want to change something, you need to copy and paste it right here and change to whatever you want to. Here on weather location, you can type the exactly name of your city in case your weather doesn't seem correct. Like, I don't know, let's type New York. As you can see, it changed. And if you just leave it like this, empty, it's going to look for your location automatically. And if you want to access your Hyprland config files, you need to type this command. It's your home directory and .config, hyper, and hyprland.lua. Enter password, and this is your main Hyprland config file. And if you want to change some other things like your keyboard layout, in case it doesn't work using HyprMod, you can use this file to change your keyboard layout. So let me show you. It's sudo fresh like this .config hyprland and hyprland.input. No. Okay, let's cd ls. Alright, you can change everything like animations, decorations, keybinds, rules. So you can type sudo nano or whatever like this .config /hyper/hyprland/input.lua, and here it is. In my case, my laptop uses the ABNT2 layout, which is a Brazilian Portuguese layout. So in case you need a keyboard variant just like me, you can just type right above keyboard layout like this and type a keyboard variant. Just like this. I think you got it. And save it. Well, I think that's it. This is Caelestia Shell. I hope you were able to follow along with this tutorial. If you need help with something, leave a comment and maybe I can help you. But I need to say that I'm not the best person to help with this kind of stuff, because every time I need help, I cry for help on Caelestia Discord server. So I really recommend you to join too. If you have any other question, you can also leave a comment. Consider subscribing if you're not a subscriber yet. Leave a like and hype this video. I would really appreciate that. As usual, I would like to say special thanks to the members of the channel, so thank you so much. My wife, Finlay, Tacto J Cuba, Snitey27, Sir Viego, Procurador 1337, and the Submax for being a member of my channel. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are the best. You can become a member too by clicking in the first link in the description or hitting the join button. And you can also support my work on Ko-Fi. The link is also in the description. Thanks for watching. We'll talk later and bye bye.